Hey guys, and welcome to the battle phase. In this video we're taking a look at the combos for our anti-board breaker Cyberse Plant deck. So let's start with the combo requirements that you need to open in your opening hand to do the combo. So the combo is going to require you, it is a composition of a few 2.5 to 3.5 combos. So I know this is a lot of cards in your opening hand, but there is just so many combinations that this deck is very consistent. So let's take a look at the combinations you really need in your deck. So you will need to open either Parallel Exceed and Evil Thorn and the discard. You will either have to open Aromage Laurel, Parallel Exceed, and the discard, or Parallel Exceed and Lone Fire Blossom and the discard. So these three options. Or you can also open Format Skipper, a Plant Extender, and this can be any Plant Extender, and any plant in hand, and a discard, right? So these are actually pretty non-specific combos. This is a Plant Extender, this is a plant in hand, and you always have a discard, right? So these are not really that hard to get to. In case we open such a combo 90% of the time, because another option is you can also have only two Plant Extenders and a discard. And Parallel Exceed. So it does work that way as well. We do have like the 1-for-1s to search the Evil Thorn or Aromage Laurel or Skipper. So it is a lot of the options to open this combo up. If we also want to protect this combo from hand traps, so this combo, as we perform them, end up on a board that is resilient against board breakers like Dark Lure no more. But if we also want to be protected against hand traps when we do the combo, you have to open Rikka Princess alongside all of these card combinations. Or in the Format Skipper combo, you need to replace the Plant Extender for specifically Rikka Princess. Now this can be Rikka Princess or obviously Rikka Glamour. The same goes for all the other combos. And you're also protected against hand traps. So this is what you have to open to do the combo. Now let's take a look at the basic, so non-hand trap protected combo, and then we will also look at the combo that you can do if you manage to open the Rikka Princess alongside these starting hands. So on to the first combo. This first combo is going to be a normal anti-board breaker combo. I'm going to randomly choose one of those starting hands. Let's say we're going to perform the one with the Parallel Exceed, Aromage Laurel, and the discard. Okay, Laurel can also be Evil Thorn or Lone Fire Blossom. It doesn't matter, it is all the same. So we're now gonna go ahead and perform this combo. So we're gonna start by normal summoning Laurel here, and then linking it away for link 1 here, for Sun Avalon Dryas here, and we're gonna activate Parallel Exceed because a link monster was summoned, and we're gonna special him to the point it points to. To a zone it points to. This will trigger Exceed and summon the second Parallel Exceed here. Let's not forget, because Aromage Laurel was sent to the graveyard, we get 500 life points. This is important. At this point, we're going to overlay our Parallel Exceeds, which are now level 4, in order to special summon the Rikka Queen Strenna here. Like this. At this point, we're going to trigger the Rikka Queen Strenna's effect to add a plant from the grave to the hand, and we're going to choose to do that with Laurel here. And now, because our life points are higher than our opponents, because we've gained 500, we can special summon Laurel to the field. And now we're going to link two plant monsters into Aromatherapy Jasmine. Like this. It is now crucial that Aromatherapy Jasmine points to the Rikka Queen Strenna so we can tribute it for its effect. Any hand that gets you to the Jasmine pointing to Rikka Queen Strenna is full combo. So from here it is full gas. We're going to trigger Jasmine's effect to tribute Rikka Queen Strenna here in order to special summon the Lone Fire Blossom from our deck. We're going to be looping Lone Fire Blossom like insanely this combo, but that's the point. Now Rikka Queen Strenna effect activates because she was tributed. We can attach it to a Plant Exceed from our extra deck, and here we're gonna go to the Kazashi, so the rank 6 Rikka Queen. We're gonna now trigger the Lone Fire Blossom, tribute it to special summon a plant from our deck, and we're gonna go ahead and special summon the Spore. At this point, a monster was tributed, so the Rikka Queen triggers, we can detach one material to special summon a monster from the grave, but its effects are negated. We'll get back the Lone Fire Blossom. From here, we have a tuner and a non-tuner, so we can link to and special summon our Crystron Hulky Fabrics to a zone Jasmine points to. Crystal Hulky Fabrics' effect will trigger special summoning the Vylon Cube from our deck. So Vylon Cube is a level 3 tuner. If it is used as a synchro material for a light synchro, we can add an equip spell from the deck to our hand, and we're going to be using that just now because we're going to go a level 3 tuner and a level 3 non-tuner. We are going to tune these to synchro summon the Aromas Mary Sweet Majoram. This is a light synchro, so we will now trigger its effect to add Blessed Winds and the effect of Vylon Cube to add an equip spell to our hand. So we're going to add the equip spell that is going to be the Living Fossil right here. And then the Sweet Majoram is going to add the Blessed Winds to our hand, like this. At this point, we go ahead and trigger the, trigger the Living Fossil. And that is going to special summon from our grave the Lone Fire Blossom. Don't forget that this negates the effect of Lone Fire Blossom, but because Lone Fire Blossom tribute itself for cost, like this, its effect is no longer negated. So we can now special summon a plant from our deck. Let's not forget that Living Fossil, when that monster leaves the field, it is banished. So Lone Fire Blossom is actually banished at this point, and we can still resolve its effect and special summon the Orpheus Scorpio from our deck. Activate the Orpheus Scorpio effect. This is where our discard comes in. We discard a card, so we can then special summon the Darling Cobra as well. Darling Cobra's effect is going to add us the instant fusion to our hand, like this. At this point, we're going to do 2 level 3s. We're going to overlay them to special summon Legionnaire. And don't forget, our Lone Fire Blossom is banished, so we can just detach one here, like this, to special summon back our banished Lone Fire Blossom, which is nice. And now we trigger Lone Fire Blossom yet again to special summon the World Cardweight Champion from our deck. At this point, it is time for Spore to shine. Don't forget, we had Spore all this time in the graveyard. We're going to trigger its effect, banish a plant. We're going to banish the Orpheus Scorpio to special summon Spore back to the field and add the level of the Scorpio to it. So 1 plus 3, that is a level 4 tuner now. And we're going to go now level 4 tuner and a level 4 non-tuner. We're going to go ahead and special summon the Chaos Ruler, the Codical Magical Dragon. At this point, you can use the effect to gain even more advantage, but it's not it isn't crucial for the combo here. Continuing with the combo, we're now going to activate the effect of Carolware Champion in our grave. We can send a plant from field or hand to special summon him to the field. We're going to send the Rosemary Jasmine to the grave, and that in turn is going to special summon the World Cardweight Champion back to the field. At this point, we're going to link away the Chaos Ruler and the Leviair for a link 2. We are going to special summon the Cross Sheep from our extra deck. It is important that now Cross Sheep points to an empty zone, so we can activate Instant Fusion, pay 1000 life points, and special summon the Sea Monster of Theseus from our extra deck to a zone Cross Sheep points to, so we can now trigger Cross Sheep and reborn the Lone Fire Blossom for the 1000th time, like this. At this point, I'll trigger Lone Fire Blossom, but will not tribute itself, but it will tribute the World Cardweight Champion here to special summon the Aromas Mary Angelica from our deck. It is a level 1 tuner. So from here on, we're going to go ahead, Lone Fire Blossom and Sea Monster of Theseus. That's why we don't tribute the Lone Fire Blossom, because we need it as a level 3. So we can go level 3 down tuner, level 5 tuner, and into a level 8. And that level 8 is going to be our first negate. So an Omni negate, we're going to summon the Borreload Savage Dragon here. Use its effect to equip Rosemary Jasmine here and gain 2 counters. Next thing we're going to do is banish a Light and the Dark. Oops. So the Light and the Dark here, you can choose what you're banishing, but you always have to banish the cube because it's a light. and then a dark as well. We can go ahead and do the Darling Cobra here. So we banish these two like this to summon back our Chaos Ruler. Here he is back. And now we can go a Dark Synchro, level 8 and level 1 tutor into 9. And that is going to be indeed our Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. To finish this combo, we're going to go a Link 2 and a Link 2 together into, sadly, only a 2 material Appaloosa here, but that adds 2 more negates. And at the end, we're going to also set the Blast Winds face down and end our turn. We now pass our turn to our opponent. If our opponent activates a Dark Lure No More or a Droplet or Ultimate Slayer, we cannot respond to it with monster effects. However, we can chain to it our trap card, Blast Winds. And then to the effect of our trap card, we can chain Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss's effect to negate a face-up card on the field, and we can now negate the Dark Lure No More or the Droplet or the Slayer like this, and we also get a pop with Sweet Mage Ram because we're going to gain life points with the Blast Wind. So this is basically the basic combo. Now in the next combo, I'm going to show you how to also apply hand trap protection while you do the combo if you open the Rikka Princess or the Glamour Rikka in your starting hand. So I have cleaned up. Now I'm going to demonstrate a similar combo that ends on the same board, but also it is protected from hand traps during the whole combo. The protection is granted to us by the new Rikka cards from the Power of the Elements. So let's set up the combo. I'm now going to do the format skipper one, so I'm going to need format skipper, a plant extender that in this case needs to be the Rikka Princess or the Glamour Rikka, a plant in hand, and a discard. Now this may seem like a lot of cards, but this can be any plant, and we have 99% chance to open a plant in our starting hand, and this can be any card because it has to be a discard. What you only really need is format skipper and Rikka Princess. Now this can also be any of the previous combos, so like the combos I showed at the start or the previous combo I did, you just have to add Rikka Princess to those combos to your starting hand and you are safe from hand traps. So let me now perform this combo because it flows a little bit differently. So starting off, we're gonna normal summon the format skipper here, use its effect to reveal the Sanavalon Link 1 from our extra deck so it becomes a plant. So we can now link him for the Sanavalon Link 1. At this point, format skipper triggers because he was used as link material. He adds to our hand a level 5 or higher Cyberse. In this case, it's going to be Parallel Exceed. At this point, we use our plant extender. In this case, it's going to be Rikka Princess. Special summons itself from the hand. We are now locked into special summoning only plants as long as Rikka Princess is on the field, but that won't be long because we're going to go link to 2 plant monsters into our Aroma's Jasmine, like this. And now we trigger Parallel Exceed, special summoning it to a zone it points to, and triggering Parallel Exceed's effect to special summon another copy from our deck, making the both level 4. So we now overlay both of them into the Rikka Queen Strenna. At this point, we are in our go-to position. Jasmine pointing to Strenna, we are set. But we have to here proceed a bit differently because we have the Rikka Princess in the gray. Rikka Princess says that when our opponent activates a monster effect, and this is a quick effect, you control a Rikka, you can shuffle this into the deck, tribute a plant on the field, and negate that monster effect. So that can also be an effect of a hand trap, right? But for Rikka Princess to be live, we have to have a Rikka on the field at all time. Well, at least until we set up our first negate, so that we're really under hand trap protection. So this is why this combo flows a little bit differently. I'm going to put the Rikka Princess here so we know that we have it active and are protected throughout this combo. But we continue on as usual. We're going to go Jasmine, tribute the Rikka Queen Strenna, to special summon the Lone Fire Blossom from the deck here. Strenna is going to trigger, attaching itself to the rank 6 Rikka Queen. From here on, we tribute the Lone Fire Blossom for its effect to summon the Spore from the deck, and because a monster was tributed, we trigger the Rikka Queen, special summoning back the Lone Fire Blossom. At this point, we have to continue a bit differently because we're gonna keep the Rikka Queen on the field until we make our first negate so that the Rikka princess is live. So I'm gonna move her. It's best to move her to the far right zone because she's gonna be sticking on the board until the very end. But we now continue on. We go a tuner and a non-tuner into the Crystron Hockey Fabrics. Hockey Fabrics' effect is going to special summon the cube. We're gonna go 3 and 3 into a level 6 synchro. We're gonna get the Swift Major Ram like this. Now both effects trigger. So we add Blast Winds because of Major Ram, and we add Living Fossil because of Vylon Cube. Now we activate the Living Fossil, special summoning back the Lone Fire Blossom. We now tribute for cost, so we can activate its effect to special summon the Orpheus Scorpio. At this point, because of Living Fossil, Lone Fire Blossom is banished. We now discard our discard so that Orpheus Scorpio can activate its effect and summon the Darling Cobra. Darling Cobra effect is going to add Instant Fusion to our hand. Okay, at this point, we're going to overlay 3 and 3 for a rank 3. This is going to be Levier here, and Levier is going to activate its effect. We're going to detach 1 to special summon back a banished level 4 lower monster. That's going to be Lone Fire Blossom. Okay, at this point, Lone Fire Blossom effect is going to activate again, and we're going to summon the World Caraway Champion from our deck. At this point, we can trigger the Spore in our grave, and we can banish the Orpheus Scorpio here, so that we add his level to Spores, so that is now a level 4 tuner. This goes to 4 and 4 as before. We go into Chaos Ruler, like this, and at this point, we go with Hulk and Chaos Ruler into a Link 2, and that is going to be Cross Sheep. Again, it is important that Cross Sheep has at least one zone empty, so we can activate the Instant Fusion, special summon the Sea Monster of Theseus to a zone Cross Sheep points to, so that triggers Cross Sheep and special summons back the Lone Fire Blossom. At this point, we will now go into a Link 4. We're going to use Cross Sheep as Link 2, Levier as Link 1, and the Rikka Queen as Link 1, and that equals a Link 4. Now we can get rid of the Rikka Queen now because we are going into our Appaloosa. This is going to be a 3-negate Appaloosa, and it is a negate, right? So we don't need hand trap protection because from here on, Appaloosa can negate hand traps. So we go Link 4, Appaloosa, 3-negate Appaloosa. Don't forget that if you opened a Rikka, you can still add it to your end board, and Rikka Princess will be live during our opponent's turn as well. That's not to mention the field spell as well here. But we are now almost done. We are now going to use the plant in hand to trigger the World Caraway Champion in our graveyard. Where do I have him? The whole thing is flipped around. So here's the World Caraway Champion. He can send a plant from hand or field to special summon himself back from the grave. In the last combo, we sent from the field. This time we have to send from the hand. So we send the plant from the hand to get back the World Caraway Champion. And now we use Lone Fire's effect to tribute him to special summon the level 1 Angelica here. Infusion is gone as well. From here we can go 3 and 5. We can go Borload Savage Dragon, like this, and equip a Link. We can equip Crystal Hockey Fabrics, for instance, to give him the 2 negates, so 2 tokens. We now only have to finalize the combo. Just banish a light and a dark. At this point, it could be basically anything. It could be Carrot Champion, but you can use him next turn as well. So let's do Darling Cobra to summon back the Chaos Ruler, like this. And now we just do the level 8 Dark Synchro and level 1 Tuner here into the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And now we set Blast Winds. We have ended on 3-negate Apo, a pop during our opponent's turn, a omni-negate, and a negate as well. During our opponent's turn, the board breaker comes down, boom, we chain the Blast Winds, chain link 2 to that, we can then chain our Hot Red, negating the board breaker, and we also get a pop with Major M. This is the end board. We also have the Rikka Princess in the grade. Don't forget, you can use that if you open well, so this board is easily upgradable, but this is basically what it gets you. Rikka package serves as an adventure package for this deck, protecting against hand traps. Very cool. The board is protected against board breakers, so that is a fine balance between the two. Thank you guys for watching. The deck profile is available in the link below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.